Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, the DeVores Wild Fam. Grab your coffee because I'm doing the birth and pregnancy series. I've had 6 C-sections and this is pregnancy and birth number 4. So come join me. Okay, so I haven't decided yet, but I will be talking about Wesley right now. But because I was trying to do this all before Valentine's Day and today's Friday. Valentine's is on Sunday and I still have 3 more kids. I still have 2 more kids after Wesley. So I might film Wesley's right now and then post it and then film Jillian's also today and post it on the same day, but it'll be 2 separate vlogs, and then talk about Kennedy's birth tomorrow and then do me and Adam's story on actual Valentine's Day. What do y'all think? I also made a short video yesterday of just some Valentine crafts and cards that they were doing. So, I mean, my channel's not big and I don't follow a schedule, so you just might get a bunch of videos all at once. We will see. Okay, so I only have about 30 minutes before I have to take Allison to her doctor appointment, so gotta make this short and sweet. I don't know, I talk too much. See, I'm already doing it right now. I'm already talking too much. I forgot to say yesterday that my daughter Tiffany, whose birth story I told yesterday, she is now 12, almost 13. She'll be 13 in June. So today we are talking about Wesley Adam. That is his name. And he is 11. He turned 11 in September. So, okay, he is my 4th baby. And so I had Tiffany, was living with Adam. We still are not married. After Tiffany, I went and got on birth control pill. Now, I wasn't breastfeeding her, so the birth control pill was just normal birth control, because they do make birth control for when you're breastfeeding, which we will get to. So I'm on the pill, and I've got three babies. So Allie was 3, Parker was 2, and Tiffany was a baby. When she was about 6 months old, 6 or 7 months old, I started getting my symptoms. The hot water on my face, the contentment feeling, and I was like, no way, because I'm telling you, I didn't skip any pills. Like, I was really good about taking my birth control at the same time every day. I was like, what is happening? Am I pregnant again? Like, my body was like having no time to like recuperate or like get healed all the way. So I was like, there is no way I'm on birth control. And so I told Adam, I said, I think I'm pregnant. And he's like, no, you're not pregnant, you're on the pill. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I feel weird. So, you know, and times were hard. This is around the time we started not doing so well with the trucking industry, because the recession of 2008 hit and not a lot of people were building houses. A lot of constructions on the roads had stopped at that time. So he was taking like odd jobs, like driving cherry trucks and not getting paid a lot. And so anyway, I finally broke down and I took the test, and the same thing like with Tiffany, it was pregnant. Yes, the test was pregnant. The test was positive before I even could set the stick down. I was like, big fat plus sign. And I was like, okay. So I remember Adam was working in the yard, and I walked outside and he was like, what's the matter? And I was like, nothing. Like, I didn't want to tell him. I don't know what it is with me and not wanting to tell people when I'm pregnant. And I had a neighbor who was a nurse. And so I'm like, I'm gonna go talk to the neighbor real quick. So I walked over there and I was like, hey, you know, I'm on birth control. I've not skipped any pills. Like, I've been really consistent with it. I said, I just took, and I had the test in my pocket, and I showed her, I just took this test and it says it was positive. And she's like, okay. She's like, are you having any symptoms? And so I told her, I'm like, yeah, I always get these weird symptoms when I'm pregnant. She goes, okay, calm down. She's like, it could be a false positive. Like, she's like, maybe your hormones from the birth control are just wacky. She's like, take another one. And I'm like, oh. She's like, I have one. She's like, I have 2. I don't know why she had a bunch, but she did. So she gave me 2, but she told me, she's like, don't take it until the morning, like with your first pee. So like I remember my stomach like being in knots because I had taken that test like late afternoon. So the next morning I took it and same thing, it came positive right away. And so I still didn't say anything to Adam. And I waited a whole nother day and I took the third one in the morning, came up positive. I went and told her, and she's like, you're probably pregnant. She's like, it is possible to get pregnant on the pill. She's like, if I were you, I would stop taking it, make a doctor's appointment right away. So she's like, do you want me to go with you to tell your husband? Or he wasn't my husband. She's like, do you want me to go with you to tell him? And I was like, no, that's okay. So I remember walking home and it was like after dinner time and Adam was sitting in the living room watching TV and the kids were playing. Like we had like a little playroom in there and we even had my stepson that night. And I was like, I have to tell you something. I was like, remember when I told you I thought I might be pregnant? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, well, I've taken 3 tests and they've all come out positive. And he was like, I don't believe you. And so I had all the tests. So I showed him and he's like, no, those aren't positive. He was like, total denial. He's like, those aren't positive. And I'm like, they are. They're all positive. I'm like, you said that you maybe wanted one more child. He's like, but Tiffany is still a baby. Like she was like, I don't know, 6 months old, 7 months old. She was still a baby. I'm like, I don't know. He goes, I thought you were on the pill. I'm like, I was. Like, I didn't skip any pills. God wanted us to have a baby. And so finally he was like, we need to make a doctor's appointment. Like he wasn't mad, but he just was in total denial. So the very next day, the doctor that delivered Tiffany got me in, did a urine test, and she's like, yep, you're definitely pregnant. She's like, sometimes it just happens. And so she was concerned because it would be my 4th C-section. And anyway, so Adam finally, he was there with me. And so when she told him, he was like, okay, we're really having another baby here. And my pregnancy with him, he was my hardest pregnancy. I was on bed rest. I had the placenta previa or whatever, where your uterus unattaches itself from your wall. I don't know. I just had something weird and I had to be on bed rest, which being on bed rest is really hard when you have 4 little kids already at home. That sucked. Like he had his best friend, she was a girl, and she was one of my really good friends too. She came over, I think, every single day to help me out with the kids, or she would like take them overnight. She was like godsend. Like I don't know what I would have done without her, because he was working really weird hours and taking any job he could. Adam's mom would drive out all the time to help. And just on the days that I didn't have help, we had like a living room and then like a family room that I made into a playroom, so it had a baby gate. So there was a couch in there, and I would literally, there was toys in there and there was a TV with the VCR. I would just go in there and I'd lay myself on the couch, and the kids we'd stay in there all day. They would just play, and I would only get up to use the bathroom. And the night before, Adam would help me like make lunches, like sandwiches and stuff already made, and like breakfast burritos and stuff. So I would just have it ready. I would just have to pull it out and either microwave it for them. And we ate in the playroom and everything. So I was on bed rest. And we also decided during Wesley's pregnancy that we wanted to get married. We wanted to do the right thing. And so I was on strict bed rest for like a month. And then I could start getting up and doing very light things. So we planned a very simple wedding. His best friend helped us plan it. We got married at our church. So I was like almost 8 months pregnant when me and Adam got married. I was almost 8 months pregnant with Wesley. And I looked like a house. I got really big. I didn't really like eat a lot with him, but I didn't lose any of the weight after Tiffany. Like my body like never really had a chance to. I mean, some of it came off, but it wasn't like when I lost it with Parker. And plus, I like to eat when I'm pregnant. I didn't have really weird cravings with him, except I just think I ate a lot more junk. Like him and Jillian, I remember just wanting fast food a lot, like Burger King and Taco Bell. Like not the healthiest things for me. So I did put on probably 40-50 pounds with Wes too. Plus because my boys were bigger, like with both my boys I carried different. It was very like up here where they were low where my girls were higher. My boys were really low, and like I couldn't breathe, and I always had to pee. With my boys, like I remember going to the bathroom all the time because I would just pee myself. plus my bladder was weak from being cut open so much. So I did get off bed rest for a while. Like, it started to improve, but I wasn't allowed to like lift the kids. Like, I had to be really careful when I had to change Tiffany's diaper and stuff. Like, I didn't lift her onto the changing table or anything like that. A lot of times I just changed her on the floor. So we got married when I was pregnant with him, and Allie was my flower girl and Parker was my ring bearer, and Cole was one of Adam's groomsmen. It was really cute. I don't have many wedding pictures. I should be proud of them, but I think because of my eating disorder, I look at them and I think I'm fat, which I'm not. I was just pregnant and I was very like swollen, and I don't know. I should post some. I won't on here, but maybe on me and Adam's how we met video. I will post some wedding pictures. So we did have a honeymoon just one night. Overnight we went to this little town called Jamestown up in Northern California. But I'm not trying to get too personal here, but because I still had issues, we were not allowed to have sex. So it was our honeymoon, but there was nothing going on because I had that placenta previa still. I was still, like I said, I was able to get out of bed and do light stuff, but I still had to be careful. So we got married, became a DeVore, and Wesley's pregnancy, I mean, his is one of the hardest is because I was on bed rest. I remember during the summer, we had a friend that had an apartment complex that had a pool, and I remember spending a lot of time over there because the pool, like, gave me relief with the weight and stuff. I remember that with Allie too. Like, I liked not even swimming, just standing in the water, because it was just, you felt light. And also with Wesley's birth, I remember going out to dinner. Like 2 nights before he was born, we went out to the Outback and had a really, really nice dinner. And I don't know, I was about to be a mother again. His name, Wesley Adam, the story behind his name is Adam's name, my husband, is Adam Wesley. So we flipped it. And oops, I just thought that was cute. You don't hear Wesley a lot anymore. So my husband is Adam Wesley, and then we have a Wesley Adam. So that is how Wes got his name. And I had a planned C-section September 29th. None of my family came up for his. So it was just Adam and his parents at the hospital, and Adam's best friend, her name is Dre. She's actually the kid's godmother. And my friend Rhonda that I sang with at church, who's Jillian's godmother, but we'll get to that. They were there, and she had the Enya music playing, and I had the same doctor. He took a lot longer to get out. They ended up having to use the vacuum still, even though he was C-section, because I had so much scar tissue. She cut the bikini cut again. I have to say, after Wesley's birth though, I healed the fastest. I mean, I didn't lose the weight, but I healed. Like, I just got up right away. It was almost like my brain was like, can't lay around, you now have 5 kids, like, gotta get busy. I was only in the hospital for 2 days. Everything, well, I mean, he took longer to get out, and he still had a little bit of a cone head, but they were trying to say his blood sugar level was high, and they were going to transport him to some other hospital. And I remember like freaking out, like, because that happened to Parker. I was like, I'm not doing that again, because I never tested positive or anything for gestational diabetes. Anyway, like, they read the numbers wrong or something. He didn't end up having any problems, so he latched right away too. So I was like, my boys latched, my girls did not. So he breastfed no problem. Like, I didn't have any problems. He took to the boob. But I still formula fed him too. I didn't have, yeah, I did have a pump. So I was trying to pump and formula feed him. I was just really busy. I was like, I don't know how like moms do it that had a lot of kids that could sit, because when you breastfeed, like, I feel like you have to sit a lot. I just had all these babies. I always had 3 in diapers. And so I got on, after he was born, I got on the pill again, but I got on the pill that was safe for breastfeeding. So it's only about 70% effective. So they said, use other precautions. Which we did not. Just gonna be honest. So, okay. I'll get to that in a minute. Wesley was my hardest baby. Love him to death, but oh my gosh, the kid had colic every night from like 5:30 until 9 o'clock at night. He would cry and cry and cry, and I wanted to rip my hair out. I remember telling people I am never having any more kids. Like, it was awful, and he wouldn't sleep. I could not put him down. He wanted to be held constantly. We tried the gripe water. We tried, oh my God, we tried. Nothing worked. He was just so colicky. And then finally, I couldn't do it anymore, like, because I was trying to like eliminate all this stuff from my diet because I was breastfeeding, and I was just going crazy, and he would just cry. When you have a crying baby like that, you don't know what's wrong, and then you've got 4 other little kids, and 3 of them were under the age of 3. It was a lot. And somebody recommended, have you tried soy formula? And I was like, no, tried it, and I swear overnight the colic went away. So I stopped breastfeeding. I just completely stopped, cold turkey. And I was like, he is my last kid. Adam was gonna go get a vasectomy, and I was still taking the birth control pill that was for when you're breastfeeding, still only 70% effective, and we weren't careful. Like, I knew it wasn't effective, and you would think that we'd be extra careful since I got pregnant with him while on regular birth control, but alas, we weren't, because I really feel that God had other things planned for our family, because he wasn't that old when I found out that Jillian was coming. So that will be birth story number 5. But Wesley's 11 now. He was my hardest baby. Oh my gosh, when he was born, even when he was born, like, he just cried. Then they handed him to me, he just cried. As soon as they pulled him out of me, he just cried. He cried and cried and cried and cried all the time. And he came out hungry, like he just wanted to, like, he came out like wanting to eat. I remember being mad at Adam because I had put on there that I wanted to breastfeed. And when I was coming out of the anesthesia and all that stuff, I didn't see till later, like, my family or his family was taking pictures of Wes in the incubator, and Adam was in there. He was feeding him a bottle. He's feeding him formula before I even had a chance to breastfeed my kid. Adam was, I don't know what happened, if the communication got mixed up or he told him we were gonna do both. I don't know, but there's pictures of Wesley getting like Similac in the little tiny bottles. I was like, what the heck? But he did latch. I don't know. I just didn't try hard. I just felt like, oh, I'm too busy. I can't breastfeed. That is Wesley's birth story. He was 9 pounds, 3 ounces. He was right under Parker. My boys were just big. Funny story, and I'll see if I can find the picture. I don't know if I can. We lived near Sacramento at the time, and so there was this news morning show called Good Day Sacramento, and we used to watch it every morning. And you can send pictures in, and so it sent a picture in, just like fun stuff of your kids or family. And so we had a picture of the kids on the couch. So it was Cole, Allie, Parker, Tiffany, and then baby Wesley. And the picture is hilarious because I think Cole's holding Wesley, and then Allie's smiling, and Tiffany looks grumpy, and Parker's crying. So we sent it into Good Day Sacramento, like, we just had a baby. This is our 5th child, and they actually posted it on the news, and it was so funny because they were like, well, this kid looks really happy to have a brand new baby brother, because Parker was the picture is just so funny. He's just a mess because I don't know, but he just was not happy. But they posted that picture, and I remember we thought it was so funny. It's back when there was the DVR, the TiVos or whatever, so you could record stuff. So we had it recorded on our television forever until we moved. But I was alone a lot after he was born. My mom and sister didn't come out till he was almost 5 months old. And Adam, like I said, was working whatever jobs he could to support the family. I did have WIC. We did have food stamps, I remember at the time. And we had so much WIC because I had such little kids. Like, I remember like having so much peanut butter. I was like, what am I gonna do with all this peanut butter? And so much milk. So but I never lacked for baby food or any of that stuff. So I was grateful. And we, you know, we used everything. I shared some of the peanut butter, I think, with neighbors. But that is Wesley Adams' birth story, my little 11-year-old who loves to draw, and he's probably my most serious kid. Yeah, he was my hardest pregnancy and my hardest baby. He's not hard now though. He's a good boy. All right, chicken tendies, I'll see you guys back here in a little while to talk about Jillian's birth. Bye guys.